Hey, what is up, my fellow golf ball addicts? I have for you today the TaylorMade Tour Response and Response Stripe High Visibility. I know a lot of you have been wanting this one. Let's dive right in. Guys, as always, thank you so much. The channel's doing so well. All that free stuff, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that you're doing is making a huge difference. The channel's growing exponentially. Thank you so much for that. And also, we do have merchandise as well as a membership program that just starts at $1 a month if you want to support the channel further. We really do appreciate all of our members as well as the people who just do the free stuff. You guys are the best. So the TaylorMade Tour Response Stripe is a golf ball that has made improvements, I don't want to say significantly, but a pretty good amount every single year. You know, it comes out, it's okay, and then it comes out with a new model, it's good. Then it comes out with a new model, and it's great. And so this time around, there's decently high expectations. We expect this golf ball to actually have a little bit of a bump increase when it comes to production, when it comes to yardages, when it comes to feel around the green. I mean, there's a lot of screws that still need tightened up, and from what I've heard from the community feedback so far, a lot of that's been done, so I'm really excited about this one. So let's dive into the price first, okay? So the TaylorMade Tour Response Stripe, the regular version, as you can see there, is $42.99 a dozen, which is that expensive? It is. I mean, when it comes to value tour balls, the standard is kind of that $39.99 because it looks good, right? You got the 3 in front and the 9, you know, opposed to that 4. Once you get to that 4, the brain sees it and kind of is like, that's kind of expensive. So $39.99 is that great point. You see Callaway doing that. Titleist's version is technically $39.99. I mean, a lot of those AAA company tour balls are that price point. And then you see some direct-to-consumer companies at $29.99, $34.99. So it kind of gets in that range. But the AAA ball price is $39.99. So at $42, $43, I guess we can call it, it is on the expensive side. So from that alone, I would say, okay, if you want to price yourself at the top, you better perform at the top as well. But then it gets even weirder, and that's that the Stripe version, my favorite version of this golf ball, is $46 a dozen. And, you know, I can't quite understand that because, TaylorMade, are you charging me for the paint? I mean, is that what you're charging me for? I know they're high visibility this year, and that's kind of a cool thing, but you can keep the high visibility if you want to charge me extra. So now, the way I would want to purchase this golf ball, and I know a lot of you golf ball addicts would want to purchase this golf ball, is with the Stripe, and now you're talking $46. I mean, you're almost at AAA tour ball prices. So there's no way to sugarcoat it. That's expensive, and that's really, really high, especially on the value meter. It's a low value score, and you guys know the rule. Anytime we see something like this, I have to hold this golf ball to a different standard. It needs to perform really well. I expect there to be very few negatives about this golf ball. If you want to charge me the top, you better perform at the top, and I think that's reasonable. So let's see if it can live up to those great expectations. Let's get into the design of the golf ball first. Looking on the front of it here, it says TaylorMade. TaylorMade does have a pretty cool logo. It's getting pretty iconic at this point. I like that a lot. I actually have the Stripe version in my hand, so I'll show you both there. That's the regular version you're seeing on the screen right now. But what really makes these golf balls unique and different is this Stripe. It is an amazing alignment tool. It is an amazing alignment aid. It is the best in the industry I've seen so far. And this new high visibility, I mean, just, let me see if I can hold it here. Look at that on the camera. It's bright, it's vivid, it's beautiful. They come in a variety of colors, and you can even get them in a box that has a variety as well, which has different colors, and so you can kind of figure out what you like. Because until you see them in person, I'm telling you, it's a little different. I've always really loved this pink one. I like the color pink, but the blue one's also really nice. It's kind of vibrant. This is really what makes this golf ball kind of worth it. Now, is it worth an extra $3? I don't know. I mean, it's only $3, but 46 a dozen, kind of getting high there, but it is really nice. I love the look of it. It feels like it has a premium coating of urethane on the outside. It looks and feels premium. It should. It's expensive, so it passes all that, but it's a beautifully made golf ball. I think they did a fantastic job with the design. All right, without further ado, let's get out to the chipping and putting green, and let's see how it does around there. Wow, really good checkup. That's fantastic. And it has a nice soft, really buttery, crisp feeling off the club. It's nice. Wow. Oh, it skipped right over the hole, gosh darn it, just a little too hot. Still though, the checkup and the rotation on the ball was just fantastic. Woo! All right, let's try to get one to go left here. Kind of evened out. Let me try another left real quick because it had some bass effect, but it jolted back. No, there's no left or right spin. That golf ball actually kind of auto-corrected and went straight. I like that. That's nice. It still had the spin, but it has forgiveness packed in there. I'm gonna try cut now. I like that a lot. That's gotta be, I mean, that's amazing. Boy, there's not too many negatives here. I'll be real with you. I mean, soft, buttery, crisp. It has a little bit of bouncy ball effect, but not too much. It just seems to glide off the wedge. I mean, they've done a fantastic job finding the right feel. They've done a lot of experimentation over the last few years. I love that. That's great. But the other thing is it has so much bite. I mean, it really does. It actually forgives you on left and right mishits, which is really good. But there is so much rotation on that ball. There's so much bite on that ball. I would easily call that 75% on the spin meter, which that is fantastic. You know, these golf balls, like I said before, they are the most expensive value tour ball on the market, really. So I do expect them to have, you know, a really high-end performance. I expect, you know, I'm paying a premium price. I expect a premium ball. And that right there is what I would expect. All right, we're gonna start off with the mallet putter as always with the Tour Response stripe. Now I gotta say these high vis stripe patterns are beautiful. They really are. I want you to look on the camera. I've actually lined these up and I'm gonna try to hit them straight. I want you to see if you can see it on there. We're also just gonna give it a little test. Let's rock and roll. Oh, I mishit that one. It gave me some good feedback, but not bad. Interesting. Little chug effect, but that was mishit for sure. Again, a little bit of mishit there, which is great feedback. I missed the hole. Wow, yeah, I mishit all three. Hey, one went in. That's not bad. That's my favorite kind of mishit. Not bad on the feeling. I'm going to run it back real quick. It's interesting. So it's got a very nice firm press off of the putter. It definitely has some spring, but with no bouncy ball effect. There's not too much chug. I would call it a 9 out of 10 on your true roll. It's really good. It's weird because, one more time, I'm sorry. You ever have something in life that like is efficient, but it isn't like, you know how they say like good golf is boring? You know what I mean? Like if you're hitting fairway and you're hitting green and you're making the putt, it's boring, but like that's the most effective golf. I feel like that's a good metaphor for what I'm feeling here. Like, it doesn't put a smile on my face when I hit it. It doesn't make me go, oh my goodness, that's incredible. Oh, that has such a buttery, soft feel. It's okay, but I like it because it seems really consistent. It seems like it just gets the job done. Let's see if it's any different with our blade putter, our traditional blade style putter now. Kind of the same feeling. Wow, yeah, that's just, yes, I have confidence. It has the same roll and everything. There's a little bit more feeling in the hands, but that's the putter, that's not the ball, so wow. Just a little short. That's like the third time I've done that where it's been on the money, but it's just a little short. I'll tell you what. That would have went in if it didn't hit the other ball. I'll tell you what, guys. Again, is this gonna make a top 5 list for like best feeling golf balls? No, but I'll tell you what, it rolls straight, it goes toward the hole, it rolls true. It does so many things well, and it only took a couple hits from this golf ball for me to say, yep, I have confidence in that. I would 100% trust that golf ball. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, 5 out of 5. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this golf ball has this just really muted, I say the word rocket launcher all the time, and so I feel like I overuse it, and so that's not even appropriate. Missile. I mean, this thing, when you hit it pure or anywhere around being pure, it feels like you just crushed a 7-iron 200 yards. I mean, it really feels probably one of the best, could possibly be the best I've ever felt. I mean, that's what I would expect from a premium ball with a premium price, period. Now, On miss hits, I'll be real with you, it has no problem punishing you. It absolutely lets you know in the hands, it absolutely lets you know on the forgiveness level. For the last few years, TaylorMade has made improvements. You know, this golf ball, it started out and it was okay feeling, and then it was good, and now they've really perfected this. This is awesome. All right, so let's talk some data here. So let's start with the 50-yard pitch. We have backspin and RPM, and it looks like the TaylorMade Tour Response Stripe did 7,907. Now that is slightly below my average. Now, does 7,900 still get the job done? Barely. You know, and the only reason I bring that up, right, is we are talking only 100 RPM less than my average. But again, you're paying a premium price. I expect a premium product. But the other thing is that the Titleist True Feel, a two-piece golf ball, got 81.50. You know, the Members Mark at $1 a golf ball got 84.32. You know, there's other golf balls that have spun a lot better and were significantly less priced. You know, it's one of those things. So 7,900, I will give it the pass, but it's on thin ice so far. I mean, again, I have high expectations of this golf ball because of that price point. So let's move on. Pitching wedge, we are looking at 121.1 on your distance. That's above average. Okay, good. 121.2, that's above average, just only slightly though. 78.2 on my swing, which was actually right in line with what I'm looking for. 95.7 on your ball mile per hour speed, slightly above average. 71.45 on your spin, slightly above average. Well, at least it's consistent. 1.22 on your smash factor, that's average. 25.4 on your launch, so it actually launched just a tad high, which that's not a problem. So you're getting a high launch and some okay backspin, so it's going to stick a green and rip back a little. That's nice. Again, these numbers are good. They're average. Not every golf ball has to be eye-opening. I get that. But did I expect a little more? I did. Now, these numbers, again, aren't bad, so they pass. But again, the ice is thin here. I want to see some eye popping. You know what I mean? I had eye pops when I saw the price, so I want to see eye pops on the numbers too. So far, let's dive into the 7-iron. Let's see if it's a little bit better. We have 163.7 on your carry, which that is above average. That's good. 165, that's above average. That's good. 83.7 is exactly my average with what I've been doing with the club speed. Good. 116.7, that's above average. Okay, good. 5,716, above average. That's awesome. 1.39 on your smash factor, and then 17.9 when it comes to launch. So it launched basically mid. Okay, those numbers might not have been eye-popping per se, but they were above average and they were very, very consistent. And so, okay, that's nice. Maybe we found a patch of ice here that isn't quite so thin. That's what I like to see. But really where the money's going to be made is this driver. I'm really hoping for some eye pop, something from the driver, because although these numbers aren't bad, they're very similar, to like the Members Mark or, you know, the Titleist True Feel or any other golf ball that cost a third of what this one does. So let's get into the driver here. We are looking at 228.7, which guess what, baby? That is the best I've seen so far this year. 237.3, excuse me, that's the best I've seen this year. Love that. 97.3 on your club head speed, which is not that high. So actually, those numbers are legit. 141 on your ball speed is not the fastest I've seen, but I've gotten the most yards out of it because check out that spin, 2173. It's a very low spinning golf ball. Smash factor well above average at 1.45, and it launched basically about mid. So that's what I was really hoping to see right there. I was hoping to see something that was well above average, you know, at least had something that kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit, and that driver definitely does it. So not much when it comes to the pitching wedge, not much when it comes to the 7-iron. They hold their own, they pass, they get by, but the driver is really where this golf ball makes its money, because I do want to say that not only are those numbers spectacular, it's a really easy golf ball to hit with the driver. It really is. When you're hitting it, I breezed through this driver test because I'd put it down, I'd hit it, I'd look, I'm like, yep, boom, boom, and I was just cranking them out. And when I finally got done, I was kind of relaxed, and that's not usually the case with driver. Usually when I leave a driver testing, I'm wound up, and I'm like, oh, thank God I got through. Not this one. This one was very easy. So this is a golf ball that a lot of players are going to be able to put down, swing, hit, get a really good reaction out of, and just be like, yep, that's right down the middle of the fairway. That's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, let's look at some accuracy and dispersion real quick if I pull this up. So looking at the first one, I mean, how can you not be impressed with that 50-yard pitch right there in the green? So there is one or two, as you can see, that like I had one that was really short, and there was one that was top left. But all those little dots in the middle, I mean, that is super accurate. I mean, that's throwing straight up darts. Then you get into the pitching wedge, and again, really tight dispersion, a couple, you know, here and there that are just a little off, but my goodness, that's all going to be puttable. That's going to give me a birdie chance on all those. Really good distance control as well. When you get to the 7, now you kind of start to see it a little bit. Now I might have pulled one, and I might have had a little too much draw on one. Distance control, you know, 4 out of 5, you know, dispersion, 3 to 4 out of 5, that's still good. And then you get into the driver, and the driver is a little sporadic, but distance control is still really solid. I'd call it like a 3.5 and 4. As far as the accuracy though, this is where I started to see the difference, because this golf ball does have some side spin. It does have bendability left and right, and because of that, there was some draws and there was some fades, and so you can kind of see that. So it's definitely not a golf ball for beginners per se. Intermediates, it depends. You need to be a decent ball striker. I mean, this is a value tour ball, and I would make an argument that, yeah, it's for people who are 10 handicap or lower. You know, 11, 12, you probably still need to stick with something a little more forgiving. It's not the most forgiving golf ball I've tested. There is some punishment. It's not harsh, but there's definitely some punishment, and I would say that, you know, you want to be swinging at a 10 handicap or less. You want to have some control over what you're doing. Otherwise, you are going to see some errant shots here and there. But regardless, that's an excellent dispersion chart. It definitely passes. So far, you know, whether it's been on thin ice or whether it's kind of raised my eyebrows a bit, it's doing really well. Let's get into the durability. I expect good things. Looking at the golf ball, there are some dirty parts for sure. There's some paint that's starting to fade a little bit on that high vis. But you know what? It's still really, really darn good. I would gladly give it a 9 out of 10. When you feel the golf ball, it still feels really premium all the way around. I don't feel any nicks or, you know, sandpaper effect or anything like that. Maybe a tiny bit right here where you can see there. But I mean, not much. I definitely feel comfortable. If it's an 8.5, I'll bump it up to a 9, but a 9 out of 10 for sure. I wouldn't have accepted anything less than that because I do expect the great durability from this golf ball. So it did really well, and it definitely gets the job done. It will get you through 18. What else could you ask for? Okay, so a couple things to uncover here. Who's the golf ball for? You know, is there a market for it? You know, closing thoughts. On one hand, did I expect a little more? I did. You know, the community really ramped this golf ball up and was like, hey, this thing's the real deal. And so maybe I went into it a little overhyped. Is it a good golf ball? Yeah. You know, is it a great golf ball? Yeah. Is it worth $46 a dozen? Maybe. I guess it depends on, it's relative. You know what I mean? $46 a dozen to you might be nothing. To me, it's a lot. To you, it might mean nothing. So that's relative. But it's a solid golf ball. It does a lot of things really, really well. And what I got to give TaylorMade credit for is I'm not a TaylorMade guy. I really haven't been. But this is a golf ball that they have consistently made better throughout the years. They have started out with just an okay, and then they've built it up to being a really solid golf ball that's built a lot of trust in the community. There's so much things that they have really tightened these screws on. And really, the only thing I can see from here is I just want to see a little more eye-popping numbers. That's all. You know, I want to see something where I go, wow, that's impressive. That's awesome. Being consistent's not a bad thing, but you know, with a price like that, I was hoping just to see a little more. It's definitely worth a try, but I know a lot of my golf ball addicts are going to look at that price and pretty much just shut it down and say, I'm going to go with Vice, or I'm going to go with Wright and Ditson, or I'm going to go with Legato for, you know, what'd you guys get them for a couple weeks ago? $19 a dozen for a 3-piece urethane. Makes sense. So guys, keep watching, keep saving, keep learning. Great effort by TaylorMade. Keep improving, keep making them better. I'll see you soon.